everybody, it's me again. I did a little press conference update just a while ago, about an hour ago, with the Sheriff's Department in Fruitland on Michael Vaughan's case. It's so sad. I just can't believe the similarities between Michael and Summer. They're both 5. They're both fair-haired, blue eyes. Both went missing around 6:30 at night, and both were home with only one parent, allegedly. I've noticed that Michael Vaughan's case hasn't been as messy in the media and the Facebook groups as much as Summer's. I know the family of Michael they've done one formal press conference, but I am going to say it. I don't know if it's been said, but if you have a look at my first video update press conference video, the way the dad's standing, I'm going to say sorry before I say it, but you just have to keep it real and what's going through your mind, because after all, we're here to discuss things. I'm not accusing him. I'm just saying the similarities between the stance on Dad of Michael Vaughan side by side with Chris Watts on the veranda doing his interview. Yes, I know, it's horrible, but it's exactly the same. Like, he's even rocking exactly the same, but he does have his wife's arm entwined around his elbow. She tries to move her arm in one part up to the top muscle of his arm, and he gets her hand and puts it back down, like so he can grip onto her arm. And yeah, sure, it could be just nerves, but I don't know. It just seemed really odd to me. But as I said, I'm not accusing. I'm just being real, just saying what I think and what stood out to me. Yeah, it's just really weird that, Candace was the only parent at home when Summer went missing around exactly the same time of day. And Michael's dad was at home alone with Michael and his baby sister. There's another 2 brothers too, but I think they belong to Mum's first relationship, and they were with their biological dad, from what I can gather. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Not sure. That's just what I've read online. Yeah, about the same. It's just like they're there 1 minute, gone the next. And I have followed Orrin and Orson West case since that very, very first in the one and only interview that Jacqueline and Trezell West did. And one thing I will say is a lot of the wording in the West interview is so similar to different phrases that Donald Wells has come out with. Even Candace, she's nearly paraphrased exact sentences of Trezell's, and I find that really odd as well. But surely, look, I had a bet with myself the other day. It's winter here in Australia, okay? This is a bad story, but I'm just going to say it. I had a bet with myself on the weekend that, I have to get back to the other bit. So it's winter in Australia. I wear mostly jeans or long trousers all the time in winter. So I don't bother shaving my legs, okay? Just doesn't happen. And my daughter and my granddaughters give me curry the whole time, but it's like a little joke, how long my hairy legs are. And on Saturday, I was, of course, on YouTube, and I heard someone say that they shaved their head in honor of Summer and her haircut. And I thought, wow, I'm going to do the same, but with my legs. And I made a little deal with Father, Lord God, Jesus, as Timmy would say. If he could bring Summer home in one way or another in the next 7 days, I'm going to shave my legs. So I did it. And my legs are freezing, but please, Father God, Lord, that's all we ask. Just bring her home in one way or another. And the same with Michael. We need these little ones home safe, sincere and classic. I know that's a stupid story, but that's my little way of not trying to bribe Father God, Lord, but come on now. It's too much. We need answers, the whole 3 cases. I will say that the police force in Fruitland, Payette, is amazing with their conferences, their press conferences. He is so thorough. He explains everything, where they're going, what they're doing. Very thankful to the community for everything they do. And I just think it's amazing that there's still boots on the ground 8 days later, where I think it was day 7, they quit searching for Summer. And with Sincere and Classic, I think it was like 4 days, boots on the ground stopped, something like that. So hats off to Fruitland that they're still working on the ground. They're doing dive teams. I think it's nighttime in America now, but tomorrow I think they're starting some dive teams down there. And let's hope that they find this little guy, little monkey. He's such a cutie. And another thing that sticks out to me with Summer and Michael, they actually look similar. And I keep thinking, what if it is the same person that's got both children? If they were abducted, maybe whoever took Summer, if that's the case, thought she was a boy. And there's been no clarification of what she actually did have on when she went missing. Did she still have the tracksuit on that she was in the car with, that she had picked out for her first day of school? Or did she still have the bathers on? Or did she get changed again? Like, we have no clarification on that. Yeah, so I was wondering about that as well, whether it could be someone who actually thought she was a boy because of her haircut. And that could be another similarity. They're 12 and a half hours drive away from each other. And that's in the matter of weeks and weeks. That's nothing. Could do that in a day if you didn't have a rest. So they're just a few of my little similarities. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's scary. We live in a small country town in Australia. There's about 7,000 people. And I don't think there's many Ring doorbells, or I know a few properties have surveillance cameras, but not many, mostly businesses. But I tell you what, I said to hubby the other day, I know it might be overkill, but you're better to be safe than sorry. So guess where I'm going this afternoon? I'm off to buy a Ring doorbell. And who knows, might never have to refer to it. Hope I don't, but at least I'll have one. Although we do have 2 little puppies that bark at their own shadows, which is quite comforting. So, yeah. with this phone call, I don't want to just come on and throw up a heap of Facebook comments and stuff regarding Michael Vaughan's case or Summer Wells. I'm not reading through hundreds of comments. We're all on there all day, every day. We all check for notifications. I'm sure we're all on the same page on who's saying what about who and stuff like that. But I just wanted to go through a couple of notes I took down yesterday while listening to Chris Madonna's interview with Don over the phone. Straight up in the first 30 seconds, might have been 15 seconds, Donald is throwing shade at the police. He's like, well, he sort of contradicted himself in one way, because a couple of weeks ago he was being messy, saying that law enforcement didn't block off the roads and there was no one out there, and they should have blocked off the roads sooner. Yet in the interview yesterday, he's stating that he couldn't get down to search because the roads were just blocked with vehicles and emergency services everywhere, and he couldn't drive anywhere, he couldn't get out, he couldn't do anything. So which was it? You know, you're contradicting yourself there. But then the police weren't there when he arrived home, where Chris subtly confirmed that there were police at the end of his driveway when Donald got home. So he threw shade because he beat the police home. I think there's only one reason for that. His comment about the dogs not being home that day, like seriously, where did they go, Don? A puppy dog picnic, and they come back all flustered. Really? Like, oh my God. You know, and there was puppies. Summer had puppies. Did the puppies go too? Like, did they take a packed lunch? Come on now. I can understand one or two dogs going for a run or whatever, but if there were 13, I don't know if there was 13 on that day or not, but 13 dogs don't just all decide they're going to go for a little wander around the countryside and all at the same time, and they just didn't happen to be there. Sorry, I don't buy it. Not at all. The 6:30 call to 911. I know everybody's going over this, but from that very first interview, I was sitting here with a friend and we watched it together, that first interview, and he said that Candace rang him first, as we know, and he was in Jonesboro, and he told her to ring the police. Instantly, and I've got a friend to back me up, instantly I said that baby's body is around 45 minutes from their home. Like, straight away. That's my gut feeling. That's what I still feel to this minute. I feel after Candace got home, something had happened, and I think it might have happened with one of the boys. I think one of the boys have heard her, and Candace and Don are just trying to cover for them. And you know, another thing that I keep thinking about is the candy. There was such an emphasis on the candy that Grandma gave Summer. How much candy did she give her? Like, I know it sounds stupid, but how much? Was it a handful? Did Summer go back into the house with a handful of candy? Because I know with my grandkids, if one has a lolly, we call them lollies in Australia, but if one has a piece of candy and the other one sees, they're like, give me some, and it's on. You know, they want some of what the siblings got. So maybe one of the other boys tried to get the candy off her and she's gone to run downstairs to get away from him and hurt herself going down the stairs. Like, it could be something as simple as that. You know, the tiniest little everyday thing that could happen. And mum and dad have just, and grandma, I'm not making excuses either, by the way, have panicked and knew that CPS was on the radar anyway, and they've just tried to cover the whole thing up. I don't believe Don's comment about the messages being deleted. I think they might have deleted messages before law enforcement got there, thinking that they wouldn't be able to be retrieved. That's just a he said, she said thing, but law enforcement will know that. Whether he's throwing a more shade at them or not, it's just so crazy. I counted 9 deflections during that hour and 40 minutes. Where are we up to? The little subtle things he tried to address in conversation, like he's overtelling certain bits of information that Chris hasn't even asked him about. Like, when they were talking about him being at work and where he was at work, Don had to throw in, "Oh, my boss come by," and he was teasing me about being in the brand new Subaru at work. And I thought that was very telling too. He's like subtly throwing in, "Oh, but I've got a witness. My boss come by and he seen me at work." Like, what time was it then, Don? What time did your boss see you at work? What time did he come there? That would be interesting to know. His creepy comments that Summer had to be by him. I've discussed it on other YouTube channels as well, and it is creepy. There's just no other word for it. But another thing is the fact that with the situation with his stepsisters all them years ago, he referred to it as a relationship. It's not a relationship. And that's what bothers me, the fact that he thinks that a child of 5 can have sexual relations, SA relations, and refers to it as a relationship. Like, surely to God, he is not that stupid. And it's totally normal to him, like there's nothing wrong, as well as obviously throwing her under the bus, that she's just as guilty. Wow. It'll be interesting to see whether his stepsisters try to lay charges or what'll come out of that side of it. But yeah, very, very gut-wrenching. And I'm sorry if this is triggering anyone. I should put a disclaimer up. Yeah, I should have done that before I brought that up. I'm really sorry. Another thing I found amusing, in the first couple of interviews he did with Times News Online, he was acting like law enforcement were his best buddies. I don't know if you can remember that. I was going to play it, but I'm not going to have time. I might do that tonight. He says he couldn't be alone. He couldn't be by himself. Poor little pet. So he would go down and hang with the police officers and just be by them because he didn't like to be alone. That was in, the first 2 weeks. He'd go and hang out with the police officers on the property. And now they're his worst enemy. Bit contradicting as well. I'm sitting here talking to myself because nobody's here, which was my worst nightmare. But I'll just keep talking to myself because they're just thoughts. When he said on the phone call that he was on the phone to Candace the whole trip home, and that was weird because they don't have a relationship like that. What? I just don't get that comment. I really don't. Oh, by the way, my husband is a plasterer, we call them in Australia, drywaller. I think that's what you call them in America. And I found it interesting that he did take the Subaru. Purely, maybe he's not vehicle proud, but my husband went and bought a $60,000 ute for work, mind you, and a Nissan Navara, and had it for a couple of weeks, and then decided that, oh, hell no, we can't be putting materials or tools in the back of this ute. It's too good. So he went and bought a secondhand little bomb. It has never broke down in 2 years, though, mind you, this little bomb. And he drives it around. And I have a Nissan Pathfinder. He has never, ever taken my car to work while he's plastering, ever. And I find that really odd that he would take his car with plaster, white powder, which is all over their tools, all over their buckets, all over everything, and take that to work that day. And he did say at the end of the first interview, oh, I had to collect all my tools and throw them in. And I swear to God, he said, throw them in the back of the truck. But I'm going to go back and review that because now it's come out that he had the red Subaru. So that's another interesting little thing I picked up. But it's, yeah, with my hubby being a plasterer and different things that he says he does is very weird to me, just odd. I don't get it, but the whole thing's odd. Yes. Where are we? His premonition, like for a guy who doesn't like psychics, he seems to have a lot of premonitions. He virtually said on the telephone interview that he knew something was going to happen to Summer way before when it happened. And he said he felt that Summer knew too. What? I can't even. Why would them thoughts come into your mind? Like, seriously, why? You've got 4 kids. Did he always think one of the boys were going to hurt Summer? Did he think Candace was going to hurt Summer? I don't know. It's just something to think about again. Like, the mind never stops. I don't know about you guys, but from the minute I wake up in the morning, I'm checking. I'm straight on my phone checking for updates. Please let something happen while I've been asleep. You know? I know we're all, please say you're all like me and just totally going crazy over all of this because it is weird. Yeah, so he doesn't believe in psychics. He won't let anybody out there that's in the psychic realm, but he seems to have quite a few premonitions. Candace has had a dream. He's had a dream. he always felt something was going to happen to Summer. It's very, very telling. The big one for me during the telephone interview was the fact that he said a few times in different ways that insinuating that when Candace drinks, it's not a good thing. Did anybody else pick that up? He said he has to babysit her and it's not fair, and look out in the morning. Did anyone else pick that up? Because that bothered me to no end. You know, like we've seen her on TikTok where she's, I don't know, high, intoxicated, and the ash is falling over her shirt and everything like that. But she looks pretty zoned out, not capable of hitting herself in the head if she wanted to. But when he says this about when she drinks, is she the aggressor? It's, I don't know, I just feel that she is. I have a couple of family members who have been drug addicts when they were younger. And it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Or like when you see one of them drunks that are completely fine, you know, having beer, and then someone gives them rum and coke, and they totally lose their mind. And they're aggressive and they want to fight their own shadow and, you know, climbing walls and throwing things, you know. Does Candace lose her shit when she's had a few? We don't know. But after Chris's interview with Candace, I did feel really sorry for her and was flip-flopping around with, you know, oh, could she have really done it? But when I think of the certain family members I've seen affected with substances compared to their normal personality, yeah, hell yeah. Anybody is capable of doing it, whether they realise it or not, and half the time they don't realise it. If you try to tell them this is what happened while you were under the influence, it's like, no, it didn't. Come on, I would never do that. So that's a big, big red flag to me. And I just feel that Don did come home, collected Summer, and he has hidden her somewhere. Just like a lot of people, I guess. But I guess eventually one day it will come out. But I don't think it's going to be as soon as everyone thinks it is. Everyone's like, oh, I think this is, you know, coming to an end and the rest is going to be made soon. No. I just don't feel it coming. You know, we all felt like that with Orrin and Orson too. Like every day, is it going to happen today? Is it going to happen today? And now I'm getting to the point where realistically, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I hope I'm wrong. Now I've put it out there. Let's hope I'm wrong. So they're just my little thoughts. I don't know. People, please like and subscribe. I know I've got some silly little stories in there, but trying to get my channel up and stop being so nervous when I'm talking and bring some awareness to these babies. I couldn't imagine, like seriously, I could not do it. My boy's now 34, I think. He's my middle child. And 32 maybe. He's going to kill me, but anyway, he's something like that. And when he was 17 months old, we'd been out for tea and there was a little play area and he fell and banged his head on a bag trolley, which just happened to be in this side room. And the blood, oh my God, it was so bad. So we've rushed into the ED, and again, being in a small town, we have, everybody knows everybody. So we knew the doctor that was on call, and he made myself and my eldest daughter, who was 6 at the time, leave because we were stressing out my little boy too much. And it's just, you know, he wasn't missing, he was right there, but just knowing that you can't fix it, or you can't just deal with it yourself as a mum. Like, I knew he was fine, you know, it wasn't life or death or anything like that, but your nerves just, you know, go crazy. I can't imagine not knowing where my 5-year-old was. So I know we all react differently and all the rest of it, but how would you be? Like, seriously, crazy. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. It's always in the back of your head, isn't it? You know, I try to do laundry, or I try to just get on with normal things during the day, and I can't. I seriously cannot just walk around and do normal things. And my kids pick on me because I hate talking on the phone. How crazy is this? If I have to ring someone, ring my daughter, or no, if I have to say ring to order something, I will text my daughter and say, can you ring this person and order me whatever? Because I just do not like to do it at all, ever. I don't know whether it's a phobia. I've never looked into it, but yeah, there's got to be something wrong with me, because I won't pick up the phone and just call people. I'm just not that person. But with these cases that I've been following, and I've done it for years and years, but now with social media, and I've come across how the YouTube true crime community works, I can't shut up. I have to say what I think, and at least you people will listen to me. You know, in Australia, we don't have many of these sorts of cases. When we do, they're huge. But because the majority of these cases are in America and I talk about them, all my family think I'm insane that I follow them. And I'm like, how can you not be concerned whether it's in Australia or not? Like, it still makes you sick. And I know how many thousands of other Aussies and people all over the world are following these cases, and I don't feel stupid, and I don't care what people think of me. I'm still going to say what I think on YouTube, but I won't do it on the phone. So don't call me, because I won't answer you. I'm just saying, it doesn't happen. If I get a missed call, I'll text you back. If it's really important, or it's about one of my kids or my grandkids, I'll call back. But if it's just me, nah, not going to happen. I know. I need help. I need some therapy. So I think that's about all I've got with the phone call. Again, I'm very, very new. So if you'd like to like, share and subscribe, so I get more than one person to talk to, that would be fabulous. So thanks so much, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.